Story 1. Whispers in an abandoned hospital. One of my favorite hobbies is photography. So one day, while visiting Virginia for work, my friend and I decided to go find some abandoned places to take pictures since Halloween was coming up. After a bit of driving around and a quick search on our phones, we found an abandoned mental hospital from the 1950s. We couldn't find a way in, and all the entrances were locked, boarded up, and guarded by cameras. We finally found an old broken window that led to what used to be the kitchen. After some quick thinking, we found an old chair and jumped in. The place was extremely dark, damp, and cold. As soon as I put my feet down, I felt a chill down my spine, as if something was there, or someone or something was watching me. My friend was much less shaken and wanted to walk around. I started taking pictures of things that were broken or turned upside down. My friend walked down the hall with "All who enter must stay" written on the wall. I didn't follow, but between being scared and taking pictures, I wasn't ready to take that step. Less than 30 seconds later, my friend rushed into the room, looking scared but trying to stay calm, and said, "Okay, I've seen enough, let's go now." I said, "What happened? Did you see something?" Without saying a word, he walked past me and started climbing out the window we came in from. I was near the hallway, and I guess my curiosity got the better of me, so I crouched down and looked down the hall. At the end of the hall was an empty chair. There was something small on the chair that looked like a ball or something, and the next thing I knew, it slid off the chair and onto the floor. I was completely terrified. I screamed, "Oh my God!" and ran to the window. My friend was waiting on the other side, so I threw in the camera and I jumped out the window. I cut my hand in the process, but I didn't really care. We ran back to the car, got in, and drove away. It took a few minutes and a few miles before we finally calmed down enough to talk about what had happened. I said, "Did you see the ball on the chair? When I looked down the hallway, I saw something on the chair and then it fell to the floor." My friend looked at me in shock and disbelief and said, "It wasn't a ball. I was walking down the hallway, looking into empty rooms, and it was creepy to see the overturned beds and stuff scattered everywhere. But as I got closer to the end of the hallway, what looked like an empty chair, a little doll was sitting there." I thought I was haunted, but maybe some junkie had put it there, and just as I thought that, the doll went from sitting to lying down. So I ran out of there. I thought I might have overreacted and maybe a gust of wind or something knocked it over. But once you said it was knocked to the ground, I knew it couldn't have been a gust of wind, and that completely scared me. It doesn't sound scary, but you have to be there. The combination of cold, chill, quiet, and isolation created the perfect conditions to scare me more than I've ever been scared. Story 2. Ghosts in an abandoned house. My husband and I have a thing for exploring abandoned houses. Years ago, we found a beautiful old 2-story brick house about a mile from where we lived. The grass and trees were so tall that even getting into the house was difficult. My ex-husband managed to open a window, and we climbed through it. Once inside, it was like walking into a time capsule. The furniture and interior decorations were all very nice and expensive, scattered everywhere, covered with really dusty bedsheets. Everything seemed high quality and lavish. Even the wallpaper was expensive. It was creepy because it looked like the owners had left in the 1950s or 1960s, leaving everything intact. What was strange was that the kitchen was on the upper floor. We decided to go up there and discovered a large archway that opened into an ornate gentleman's room. Once again, there were many expensive furniture and items. I stood at the entrance of the arch while my ex-husband rummaged through the things. Next to the arch was a large mirror leaning against the wall. I used it to check my hair for cobwebs. After checking, I took 3 steps back to tell my ex-husband that I wanted to go in. Suddenly, I felt someone standing right next to me. When I turned around, I saw the words "Get Out" written in bright pink lipstick on the mirror. I swear on my life and the lives of my children that those words had not been there less than 2 minutes ago. The mirror had been only a few feet away from me the entire time, and I was certain that there had been no words on the mirror when I had looked at it before. That lipstick, I remembered clearly, was the kind that ladies usually wear. I screamed and jumped back, falling onto the kitchen table. My husband came running over, saw me panicking, pointing at the mirror and babbling like a madman. He calmly pulled me out of there and we ran out quickly. We never went back to that house again. My husband thought I hadn't noticed, but I was close enough to the mirror to see the words "Get Out" in bright pink lipstick in the middle. Every time I think about it, I still get chills down my spine. Story 3. A terrifying encounter in a cave. When I was about 14-15 years old, my family and I went on vacation in Switzerland. I was the youngest of 3 brothers, and whenever we went on vacation together, we always loved to explore. One night, while we were at the foot of a mountain, my brothers and I decided to go for a little walk outside. During our walk, we stumbled upon a cave with a sign that said "Eingang verboten," no entry. Being 3 curious teenagers, we couldn't resist the temptation and decided to explore the cave. We started to enter the cave. At first there was still a faint light from outside, but after going about 20-30 feet deep, everything became extremely dark and cold. We slowed down, a feeling of fear gradually appearing in each. As I was about to turn back, I suddenly felt something touch my hand. I told them to stop and said it wasn't funny, but they were far enough away that it couldn't be them. I panicked and reached out my hand and felt something wet and furry. At this point, I was really starting to panic. Luckily, I remembered that I had a small flashlight in my backpack. I quickly took it out and turned it on. The light revealed a horrifying sight before our eyes. Rows and rows of deer hanging upside down, their bellies cut open. Blood was still dripping, making my hands bloody. This unbelievable sight sent my brothers and I into a state of utter panic. We figured that some hunter had hung these deer and that it had happened recently. Without thinking any further, we turned around and ran out of the cave as if our lives depended on it. When we got out, we didn't say a word to our parents about what we had seen. It was definitely one of the most terrifying experiences I have ever had in my life. This story will forever be etched in my mind, with a haunting image of dead deer hanging in the darkness of the cave. Story 4. Calling from the Abandoned Tracks. We used to enjoy hiking along abandoned railway tracks in the hope of spotting wildlife. The railway had long been abandoned. Over the years, the rusted metal tracks had been ripped up and all the equipment left at the site had been hauled away. The path was completely covered by overgrown bushes and grass, leaving no clear evidence that a train had ever passed through. One night, my best friend and I decided to go on a night adventure, hoping to catch some nocturnal animals. We started walking along the old railway tracks, the faint moonlight barely illuminating the path littered with old gravel and tall grass. The buzzing of insects all around us, and the quiet of the night added to the mystery of the walk. We walked deeper into the trail, the air becoming cold and still. A gentle breeze blew, rustling the bushes. Suddenly, from afar, we heard something. At first, it was very faint, like the wind rustling through the trees. But gradually, the sound became clearer. It was a soft, strange voice, like a child's whisper. We stopped, our hearts pounding in our chests, turning our heads to search for the source of the sound. In the darkness behind us, a strange image appeared. An old man with a wrinkled face, white hair, smiling strangely, squatting in the bushes. His eyes stared at us from the darkness, his gaze full of ghosts and haunting. We were completely frozen, unable to believe our eyes. My friend trembled and whispered, "Run," and immediately we jumped up and ran like crazy, not daring to look back. The sound of choo-choo kept echoing in my head, increasing the fear. We ran and ran, only stopping when we were hundreds of meters away from that abandoned railway. After that night, we never returned to the old railway. The story of that strange old man always haunted us, like a warning of what could be lurking in the darkness of the forgotten past. It was an experience we will never forget, a creepy memory of the call from the abandoned railway. If this horror story made you nervous, please like the video and subscribe to our channel for more horror stories. Your support is important in helping us create and share more horror content that will haunt your dreams. By subscribing, you will join the community of horror lovers and ensure you will never miss our latest videos. Don't forget to click the notification bell to be notified of our next video.